Sally and Tommy have been asking for their parents all morning.
Aliena and Jack's family. Inspect. After their promise to Wailoran to keep Kingsbridge protected, Richard and Jack have spent much time fortifying the town. Since then, William Hamley has not dared to attack the town again. Eliana, who has continued her wool business, trades mostly outside of Shiring. Most of the fleece she is trading is produced in Kingsbridge, where Jack erected 2 felting mills. Eliana and Jack have 2 children now. Tommy is already 12 years old, his little sister Sally is 9. Martha looks after both of them while Jack and Eliana are working. Some believe that Martha and Richard are in love, but if that is true, they are keeping their secret well guarded.
The storm is tearing our east wall apart. If the storm works, I work. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be alright.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
Well, we're not gonna make that thing collapse a 3rd time, so let's go into the cathedral ASAP. So what do we have here? Construction site. Tom said a cathedral is never finished. Now I get what he meant. We also have a crack right above the crypt. Cause must be down there. But what could cause this? And then we have the crypt with a new icon I don't think I've seen yet. Huh. Oh well. The relic. The statue Rashid gave me would draw as many people here as Adolphus did, if it weren't for the drought and the storm.
Rashid was right. People love to believe in miracles. The reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear. He gives them hope.
So what do we have? Here we have a crack. There you are. What are you doing all the way down here? Tell me.
That definitely wasn't here before. The cause of the instability must be down here. Time to get to work. If I widen the crack, I might...
Oh, so I actually have to do it myself. I thought it would do it automatically.
Here we go. Dear God. These stones, they've been removed before. Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
This is where the game turns into a dungeon crawler.
You've got the whole east wall on top of you. Jack?
Jack?
I'm alright. I just hit my head. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here. A chamber. I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it.
You stay here.
What do we have? Sand. Sand everywhere. Parts of the room must have collapsed. Made part of the wall unstable. Coffin. It's long, almost like a coffin. We have a brush. What is that? Looks like a brush. And it doesn't look like anything. A wooden cup. A wooden drinking cup. At least that's what I think it is.
Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Huh? It's a bed.
What?
There's a bed in here.
What? Jonathan, we need that torch.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even. Maybe Philip knows what this is.
Yeah, it's that gold cup
It's made of leather.
they tricked Jack's father
it's
with.
A whip. What is that doing here?
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe. Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not. I have seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
The chalice they say my father stole.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down, I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge. The whip. It belonged to Prior James. I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down, there was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait. Jack, you were in the burning cathedral. What were you doing there?
Confess or not confess? Let's see.
And then I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me. And didn't say anything.
Prior James's Scourge. We've been getting a lot of these recently. As a child, Philip was afraid of Prior James's Scourge. He first saw it when he and Abbot Peter, the man who raised him, and Francis, after their parents were killed, visited Kingsbridge. Years later, James decided that Philip, now a young man, should get the chance to lead his own priory cell, St. John in the Forest. Every time Philip visited the mother house in Kingsbridge, he always remembered the day he first saw the scourge. Abbot Peter did not like the idea that pain could lead to salvation, but Prior James believed that chastising oneself was the only way to cleanse the soul from the sinful implications of the flesh. After Jack told Philip that he believed Prior James was alive, the day the cathedral burned down, Philip remembered that only weeks before the choir did not dare sing because they thought they heard some chastising himself in the crypt. That sentence is slightly off. Maybe they really did hear James. Maybe James did hide the secret room in the crypt, but why?
Wailerin, what do you want?
Wow, he got really fat.
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these, while your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles, and you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave, and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
Then get me a whore! Now!
The end of the war, another thing to inspect. The end of the war and the Treaty of Wallingford, 1154. After 15 years of civil war, the battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. After a final confrontation at Wallingford, Empress Maud's son Henry II and Stephen arranged a truce. The treaty was later signed in Winchester and Westminster. According to the treaty, Stephen will remain king until his death, and then be succeeded by Henry II. The treaty further states that all decisions regarding the land which were made during Stephen's reign are immediately reverted and restored to the time of King Henry I. This means that the earldom of Shiring again belongs to the heirs of Bartholomew and not to the Hamleys. But who would dare go against William Hamley? Find shelter. Well, we're going to the right. We also have a coin and a dagger. Safety. Enter hut.
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse. Thank you for your hospitality.
Someone! Help me! Please! I need help!
There's screaming coming from outside. Someone's crying. Why isn't anyone doing something? If I don't help, nobody will. Are those rocks? I can barely see.
Hello? Oh, oh dear, are you hurt?
My horse! It fell! I can't move!
Take my hand. We'll get you inside. We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you. I'm Aliena. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
Shades her.
Should have let her die. We would all be better off without someone like her.
That seems kind of weird. Elizabeth, just a girl besides herself, that poor soul. Let's have a chat. Something to warm her is always a good idea. Fire. Room filled with smoke. Fire keeps everyone warm, hard to breathe. Peasants, observing us, should watch my words. Is this about her?
Your horses. We'll see what happens.
We also have a pot. There's soup in the pot. Looks rather thin. Is there a hoof in there? We also have a blanket. Used blanket. Hard, threadbare but warm. Yeah, smoke. Can barely see what's up there. Smoke's filling the entire room. Also have a bowl, little clay bowl, clean enough for eating. A rugged peasant keeps glancing over. Does he know her or me? An old woman seems calm. I wonder if the old and brittle will get through. The storm will leave scars on the land. Seems calm.
I don't know. I think she's freezing.
Smells like a horse.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm just going to borrow it.
Let's try to get along until the storm passes.
I think we should be kinder to her.
Thank you.
Hey, that's our blanket.
Can't you see she's freezing?
It's all right. It's just a blanket.
Let's talk to her first.
Oh, you're so kind. Many people would have let me die. People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Who?
My husband and his entourage.
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Divorced? Oh, he's just been beside himself ever since his mother.
Maybe now you'll understand what loss feels like. And what you people are doing to us.
Stop bullying her. Can't you see she's upset? How do they know you? This isn't right.
Oh, I'm used to it. I guess that's how it is when your husband holds an office like that. He has to do a lot of things people don't like. And sometimes they recognize me, too.
Wait. What office does he hold?
I thought you knew. My husband is the Earl of Shiring.
William Hamley.
Oh, please don't abandon me too. I swear, I'm not. I can't.
Why did you marry him? Or what's he like now? Well, this is more useful information. Let's go with that one.
I used to know him when I was a girl.
Really?
What's he like now?
I loathe him with all my heart. I had accepted the arrangement with goodwill, but he had other plans. How do you know him?
Huh. Blunt or diplomatic? I think I'll be blunt.
He wanted to marry me when I was your age. Apparently, he likes young girls, no matter how old he gets.
You too were supposed to marry him. How come you didn't?
He was a beast. So I refused.
You refused him?
It caused a lot of misery.
You're so courageous. I wish I was like you. I can't even stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this land. For years he roamed across the country to raid, rape and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no earl. After all he's taken from us, we should take something from him too.
She has nothing to do with this. Don't you dare touch her. Can't you see she's another one of his victims?
Oh, give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying because you know too.
Enough to know your pain.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Tom, where the hell am I supposed to tether this horse?
It's Walter. He's looking for me.
Listen. Use your status. It gives you power. People will get used to doing what you say. Favor those who help, so people will recognize that it pays to oblige the Lady of Shiring. And since Hamley is hated, they'll soon love you more than him.
You make it sound so easy.
That should do it.
Walter.
You? I've not seen you in a long time. William would be very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her! If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time already.
Alright. Let's do nothing.
It's all right. You don't need to sacrifice yourself for me.
I think it's better to
For
leave.
saving me and protecting me from these people.
Come on now, we need to get going. William is waiting.
William's wife, inspect. I think it's better for her, you know, from a diplomatic perspective, for there to be at least a just person in authority. You know? Probably not for her personally. But yeah. Don't let people walk all over you, I guess. About William's wife, note from Ileana 1154. Was it my rejection that bittered William to the prospect of marriage for the years that followed? Was I the reason he married so late? After I met Elizabeth, I later found out that she was the daughter of Harold of Weymouth. Harold of Weymouth, a wealthy knight and a supporter of Stephen. Elizabeth was only 14 at the time of the wedding. Bishop Waleran wed them in the Cathedral of Shiring, and everyone of importance was invited to the large feast. Elizabeth is a gentle girl who probably felt honored to be chosen to become the Earl's wife. I dare not imagine how William treated her. One more reason to finally put an end to all this. The Pillars of the Earth, Eye of the Storm, Chapter 17, The Storm. What you did, you found a secret chamber underneath Kingsbridge Cathedral. You confessed to Philip that you burned down the cathedral. Philip's book is strongly criticized by the church. The war between Empress Maud and King Stephen has ended. You found Elizabeth only after you entered the hut. You helped her warm up with a blanket. You gave her advice on how to deal with her horrible fate. Alright, let's see. The confession. I don't know. I trust Philip to understand enough of the context to be forgiving eventually. I don't think we can do anything about this, about the book being criticized, or the war. You found Elizabeth only after you entered the hut? Well, that's because I thought first the shouting was coming from inside the hut. You helped her warm with a blanket, that's not... I don't know. I think that was the good choice. Maybe if we started giving her food, they would have rebelled. You gave her advice on how to deal with her horrible fate. Let's hope she takes it to heart and it pays off. Chapter 18.
Dear Francis, the letters I have written to you over the years surely could be bound into a book. But only you know what my words in those letters amount to. It is different with the book I have written. It has found its way into priories throughout England and beyond. Because of my book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight.
Write about the discovery in the crypt.
Behind a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered a hidden room. We do not know who built it. But it is likely that Prior James hid there, even after he was said to have drowned. That means he was alive when we met in Kingsbridge on New Year's Day, the day of his burial. And Jack told me he saw a man in the church the night it burned down. Was that him? And if so, did he burn in the fire that night?